It's the Joe Show. It's the Joe Show. It's the Joe Show. It's the Joe Show. On a sick one. On a sick one.
On a sick one.
On a sick one.
On a sick one.
On a sick one. On a sick one. And we are back with episode 12 of the Onasickone Podcast. I'm with my co-host, full-time Tony, never part-time. Tony, how you doing today?
I'm fucking great, dude.
You feeling good?
I feel awesome.
Everything was smooth getting here and shit. Everything's been dialed in?
Dialed in, bro.
Staying downtown. We got a comedy show tonight. It's going to be lit, right?
Bangers. Only bangers.
Can't wait for it. Full-time's always here. He's always got my back. It's always nice when you have those people in your life that got yo motherfucking back. Full-time Tony, it's so great to have you here again. Episode 12, how you doing? Couldn't be happier right now, to be completely honest with you, Tony. For all the listeners, I've been dying to get this man out here. We've had a couple conflicts with scheduling and different shit that's popped up, but he is here. Everybody make some fucking noise for my boy, the one, the only, out of Sacramento, California, CJ Barham. How you doing, my boy?
What's up, Joe? What's going on full time? Hey, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. I know, both schedules pretty busy, but excited to be here.
Yeah, fucking A, dude. I'm so stoked to finally make it happen. What's cool about it, too, is, you live closer to me, right? Your Sacramento's right there. Reno's right here. It's a couple hours away, which allows us to tap in with each other and hang out. I've been up there a few times just recently. It's just so nice to be able to have you right there. So,
Can I just say one quick thing?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
This is like ultra legendary.
Yeah,
like,
I know. You feel the energy there, don't you?
In like 5 years from now, I'll be like, yeah, there was this one time where I was just like a co-host on a podcast with CJ Barham and Joe Comedy.
Yeah, I think it's pretty legendary too. I'm super fucking thankful for it. CJ, how did we meet, dude, from your perspective? Like, how did that angle happen? Because I'm super thankful for your friendship, and it kind of happened super organically. And you cruised up to Tahoe Shit Show. You heard about that or whatever. You were with Tall Guy T and fucking rolled up and fucking pulled up on the kid.
Yeah, just random. Came to Tahoe Shit Show and had a killer time. And then we ended up back at your house. You invited, the crew back to your house, come barbecue, have a good time. And then pretty much, started from there. We had a killer night, had fun, fell in love. And now we're best friends, dude. Ever since then, we've just been doing shows, having a good time, traveling the country together, doing Harley shit, biker shit.
Yeah, biker shit, biker shit for life. You know what I'm saying? We bleed this shit. Yeah, no, it was super special for me. I remember I was just running around like a madman that day, like I always do, and I fucking look over and I just see you and Tall Guy T pull up, and I was just like, didn't expect you guys to be there. So I was stoked that you were there. Immediately jumped down, started hyping you guys up. We started putting on a show right then and there without even setting shit up. It was sick.
It's pretty funny too, because I remember when you called me after the Tahoe Shit Show. You're like, bro, you won't even believe that showed up today.
Yeah, I was fucking hyped.
Yeah,
I was fucking hyped.
Yeah. Well, it was cool because it was super random. We weren't planning on coming, and then we ended up being in town. Tallboy was with me. We showed up last minute. You guys already did the ride. We missed the ride, and then we showed up at
The Billmore. Before they had shut the Billmore down, yeah.
And we just had a killer time. The next thing you know, we were at top of the ski mountain. And then that's where it started. I rode up that 20 flight of stairs on the bagger.
Yeah.
And then I ended up riding up the mountain, like a mile up the mountain, up the ski resort.
Yeah, it was fucking incredible. He's on his bagger, and you just see him start headed toward we were up at Mount Rose in the parking lot. And you just see this fool just hauling ass toward the hill, just yada. Gets up to the mountain where the ski lifts are, and dude just starts pinning it up the hill on a bagger, just letting it eat, dude. And we're just like, how far is he gonna make it? And that's a fucked up route to get up there. That is not easy thing to do on a bagger.
Well, going up the hill, there was like fire gaps. So I was hitting these gaps, and there was like 20 feet, 10 feet, like 10 feet, 20 feet. They kept getting bigger and bigger, and I kept losing speed. Finally, I dumped it. I was like a mile up the hill, and I was looking at you guys. You guys were so far.
I couldn't believe you made it up that high. Great way to introduce each other. I was super thankful for that. And fucking some years later, here we are. Onasickone Podcast. CJ Barham is in the motherfucking house, and I am super fucking thankful. One thing that I know my boy might be thankful for, if you guys know anything, if you haven't been living under a fucking rock, my boy was just in Mexico with our other friend, and some shit went down, and I know we've talked about this. Concrete Cowboys episode 1 just dropped recently. If you haven't heard the story, make sure you go check that out. That's CJ Barham's podcast, but How has your life changed since getting out? And like, how do you feel now that you're home and shit, right? Like, that's got to be such a relief. You went through so much crazy shit down there. The unexpected, the unknown, not knowing what life was going to be, if you're going to be stuck there for however the fuck long. Like, typically Americans go there, you're not really getting out. So everybody pulled together and worked together as friends, and you have a lot of love and support, my boy, and got you the fuck out of there. So where are you at now, and how do you feel?
Right now, just you can tell my voice is all fucked up, and basically just got choked so bad, and I was just screaming for my life, and kind of fucked up my vocal cords, so my voice is all messed up. So I don't know, just getting back to life. You know, it took a little bit to feel normal again, and basically just very, very thankful just to have everyone on my side, and, you know, just seeing everyone that came out, and just got back on my dirt bike when I got home, and kind of cleared my head and kind of got me back to normal and feeling good again.
Can we just have a real quick and dirty of just like what happened in Mexico?
Yeah, give it a quick rundown.
It doesn't need to be like all the details. I if you want to
give it a shag down, Uncle CJ.
Basically, we went to Mexico for 3 days. Ended up turning into 35 days. We went on a stunt ride. We had a killer ride. At the end of the day, we had tacos, pina coladas. We were leaving, just me and CJ, and it was just the two of us. And we split up from the pack. Got chased. Ended up in a police chase. We weren't doing wheelies or anything. And then pretty much just ended up in a 30-minute police chase. And it was like a deadly police chase. And then I ended up falling in some dirt. And then they planted a gun on me and put me in La Mesa prison. And then pretty much they were going to sentence me 2 years, or I had to pay $30,000. So that was kind of the quick rundown.
Holy shit, dude. Locked up abroad type shit. Like, I go to the state jails and stuff. I've been there twice because I'm a good boy. I've been there overnight once, okay? Let me just give you some Joe experience here. I've only been to jail once or twice, okay? I'm not a fucking jailbird. I think that place is fucking scary. Just being locked in a cell, not having your freedom is probably the worst thing that you can go through in your motherfucking life. Now, with that being said, when you are a beautiful soul like CJ Barham and you find yourself in La Mesa, in Tijuana, my boy, there is no end in sight. I can't imagine how, it must have been super fucking scary. Obviously, you handled it like a G and fucking thugged it out. And like I said, everybody came together for you. And that feeling of walking out of there just must have been like this just most fucking incredible feeling.
Yeah, it felt great. And then just basically, I just very happy to be out. And now it feels like, it was just a nightmare. But, being in there was the scariest thing ever, thinking I was going to do 2 years for something I didn't do, and went down there to go have fun. 3-day trip ended up like life-threatening, and it was life-changing for sure. Lot of respect for life and a little bit different outlook on it.
Yeah, just that gratefulness, that appreciation.
Would you go back to Mexico?
No, absolutely not. After this all went down and hearing all the things that have been going on with Mexico, it's like so dangerous. And the new gun law, they're not scared, and that's what they're doing to get money out of Americans. And it's not just Americans; it's out of everyone. But basically, if they pull you over and they have some type of issue with you, and you give them any type of issue, they put a gun on you. Next thing you know, you're doing max, a minimum 30 days in prison. They take you straight to prison. Then you got to do the judge, and then you got to come up with $20,000. I've heard different people. I've heard 7 different people, five to 7 different people, like. Since then, all random trips, to Mexico.
Getting fucked with.
Yeah. So I mean, it's funny because everyone's like, oh, you know what to expect when you go to Mexico, this and that, and that was never in the back of my head ever. So
getting a gun planted on you.
I've been there about 6 times and did the same thing every single time. Had a blast. That's why I kept going back. And we would go there and eat good food and get a sweet spot, go play on the beach, go ride around. Like it was a vacation, and we would go do our stunt ride. But now, yeah, it's off. I'm never going back. I'm like Mexico's most wanted. It's me and El Chapo.
I thought they were going to have to do the swap, like the Russian style thing with what's her fuck. From the
could you imagine though?
Yeah, that poor girl.
CJ, we got to trade CJ for El Chapo. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God, that would have been legendary. I'll go back. You guys can put me back in prison and we got to do the swap. No, never.
So me and my experiences, I've gone there. I did it one time. Went down there with Jay Brew, and we got fucked with. You know, obviously it wasn't to the extent that you went through and the police chase and the gun being planted on you and that, but we got fucked with by a cop a couple of times, dude, and it's just like they just have that much more pull, and it's just a dirty game over there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the luck of the draw, baby. Like you could get some fucked up shit happening to you over there. Pretty gnarly experience though. 35 minute police chase. It went from like regular cops and motorcycle cops and truck cops, and next thing you know, there's like dudes in street clothes hopping out of trucks and shit, like trying to snatch you guys up, and guns this far away from your head and shit. Like, ugh.
Yeah, it was definitely
Wild. That shit's so wild. The story is insane. Like the full details. Like go watch the Concrete Cowboys podcast to hear that whole story because it's fucking nuts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was just kind of a quick rundown, you know. If you want to check it out, Concrete Cowboys, I went into full details and give you a little bit better picture, story about it.
Yeah, just crazy hearing that story from you, man. I was thankful to be a part of that. Make sure you guys go check that out if you want the full La Mesa prison rundown. And do yourself a favor. If you go to Mexico, don't get caught and don't go to prison because they will fuck you.
I have one
scary.
question about Mexico. Have you been to Hong Kong?
Oh yeah, place is legendary.
Hong Kong.
I've heard crazy things about it, but I don't know really anything about it.
Oh, it's the best place in the world, and I can't go back, so it's pretty fucked up.
So what is it?
So it's the best brothel in the world. Basically, it's like a strip joint, but you get a girl for $80. You get a room for $20, and you get 30 minutes in the room. You get to go fuck her, and they're the hottest girls, like Kim Kardashian looking bitches, fake asses, tits, fucking lips done. Like these bitches are bad, and some of them come from San Diego, so it's like it's definitely, yeah, it's one of those places where you get excited to go to Mexico every time we make a stop. But I didn't get to make it this trip, and I was kind of bummed. And you know, my first trip, I went to Tijuana or Hong Kong. I think I was 21, 22. And I kept hearing about it. So people were telling me, and I was in San Diego. We went to the bar. My buddy got his ID taken, and he was younger than me. He was like 19. So we're like, fuck it, let's go to Mexico. So we hopped in an Uber, and we rode down to Mexico, and we crossed the border for our first time. And we were like, oh my God, like it was so crazy. Like when you cross the border, and then you see all these kids, and they're tugging on your wall, your jeans. They're like, money. I was like, oh my, it was like crazy. You just step right over the border, and it's like completely different.
Just on the other side there, dude.
So here it is, just two of us, fucking innocent guys. Just we're going over there. We're like, oh, we got to check out this place. We've been hearing about it. We go over there, and it was just like, oh, we told all of our friends. All of our friends. I've probably sent 50, 60 people over there since then, at least. Yeah, it was fucking. It's the best place ever.
They didn't get you an affiliate code, like a little link in bio.
Oh no! for like $5, you get a dildo, and you're like fucking this girl on the dildo on the stage. Like it's no joke.
Oh, it's wild. It's insanity.
It's the best place in the world.
I can say happily, I haven't been to Hong Kong, and no desire to go. But I'm glad that you had a fucking wicked good time there. You got 50, 60 kids to go over there. I've never been one to pay to play, but hey, if you're in that thing, you're in Mexico, win in Rome, correct? So I don't know, run it.
If you're ever in Tijuana, definitely stop by Hong
Kong. Yo, if you're trying to have a good time, hit Hong Kong.
Holy shit, man. That's fucking crazy. So newfound appreciation almost. Fresh start. Home. 2022 is coming to a wrap. 2023 is right around the motherfucking corner. Now, one thing that I think in my mind is how can I do it bigger, better, and better than the year before? Well, it keeps getting better and better. So how do you one up and how do you keep that bar set higher and higher? And ultimately, the goal is to have a lot of fucking fun, make some money while we're doing it, and fucking hog out all over the country. So
my deal with this year coming up, and every year I always try to better myself and better the program and try to add something to the program. This year is definitely like going super big and trying to really, really outdo myself, and basically I've always just wanted to carry myself like a Rob Dyrdek of the Harley community, or I don't know another good example off the top of my head, but
just personality to the maximum.
Personality,
skills,
the way he runs his stuff,
life.
Yeah, exactly. And So this year I put together, the like Olympic Harley team, and I want to have the tour bus, get a full tour going, and treat this shit how it should be done. I got you on board for the MC. I got Vaughn and Todd for the camera crew, and Seabear, me, Tallboy, and Junkyard for the riders.
I think it's an extremely legitimate team. Tallboy sent us that bus yesterday. It was all polished up and looking really fucking good, and just the vision for that bus is there. I love how it's a build out. I love how you have to work for it and earn it and put the work in to fucking grind it out and make it happen. And Concrete Cowboys 2023, how you doing? Like, let's go.
It's crazy, it's definitely a lot of pressure. It's a lot of work. It's funny because, the last 2 years I've been posting tour buses, on my Instagram when I'm on the road driving, I see a tour bus, and I've been manifesting this. This has been my dream. Like, I've always wanted that rock star, celebrity, tour vibes, I want to be on the bus, living that rock star life. So
Sean Palmer shit.
Exactly. So I just this is my chance, and I went out. Closed mouths don't get fed. I picked up the phone, just started calling, and just kept getting no's, and basically just asking everyone for a tour bus, and finally found the right person, and I'm glad it is who it is, because he's just a really good dude, and he believes in the dream, and I just think we got really something special here, and it's really going to take off.
I think it's a spectacular team. I think the backing's there. Huge shout out to Shane and his whole family. We love you to death. We're really looking forward to this build. The build's already going down. It is currently under fucking construction, and it's really exciting, dude. I can't wait to see what it turns into, and I'm going into it wholeheartedly and giving it 110%, because how could you not take advantage of that opportunity? You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you. Fucking, hey, by the way, woo, how you doing? Joe Cowboy looks pretty goddamn good, if you ask me now, boy. Sheesh. So I'm excited, as you can tell. Yeehaw, motherfuckers.
It's hard, it's like everyone's seeing the Instagram and it looks so easy, and then behind the scenes it's getting everyone on the same page, and just making sure that I want to do it the right way the first time, and it just comes with a lot of stress. It's crazy, it's like you want something so bad, you jump into it, and then it's like, whoa, this is a lot bigger deal than we think. It's not just something that's given to you and you just hop in the bus and go. Like, there's a lot of planning and a lot of behind the scenes that's going down right now.
Bus build going on. Concrete Cowboys 23 tour going down. First stop Daytona, you already know. That's going to be burned all the way to the motherfucking ground. Really looking forward to Daytona. The beach vibes out there are just unreal. And so putting this bus together, pulling together as a team, rockstar team, super fucking star team. Super excited to be on board with that. Killer videographer crew. Like, it's gonna be a movie. Get your fucking popcorn. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited for that. But while that's going on, full bus build, tour, planning, let's fucking go. How many baggers you got right now? Like, because I know you're retiring the blue 10s, right? The 10s that were on the bike when I went to Mexico, and you've been rocking those 10s last year. I'm really going to miss that 10 set. I think KGK did a good job spraying that thing up. But going forward, you got how many bikes, and what's your plan with those bikes? And give me some fucking insight on that, because I can't wait to see these fucking things.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited right now. Like, 2023 is going to be my biggest year yet. And I got 3 road glides right now, and I got 2 special builds. Miller Build's doing one, and then I got Chip, San Diego Customs, and Mikey are doing bagger. So two custom baggers, full paint jobs, full motors, the whole nine. It's exciting, So, and then I got my blue bike from Mexico, and I put black tins on that, and that's going to be kind of the spare bike. We'll take it on the road and kind of keep it for, if we run into any problems or needs spare parts or anything, and make sure it's on the rig.
It's definitely a really good vibe riding the glides, riding the old fucking baggers.
Well, what's badass about it is that Miller Built is, I got 2 different painters. They're going to be 2 custom paint jobs. I got D-Dog from Chico. He is doing Miller Built, and then I got Shayna, 13 Customs, that is doing Chip's bikes. So 2 complete different bikes, and I'm just... I can't wait to see the pieces. I haven't even seen what's going on, and I'm excited.
I don't like to apply pressure to my friends, okay, but I'm gonna apply a little pressure right fucking now. So when we're on the road and I come out there and we're doing a show or something, what's up? Can I? How much for a loaner?
See, that's exactly.
How much for a loaner, dude?
That's-
Joe
that's-
Bagger, how you doing?
That's the point of having the bagger on. You know, my dad's got to fly out, or you got to fly out. It's just it's an extra bike, and it makes it easy.
Yeah. I'm excited to see those builds come together, dude. I know you're gonna do a great job. And yeah, three queens, three beauties. I mean, dude, what more could a man ask for than 3 glides all decked to the 9?
You're
ready to rock and roll.
And as Joe says, you're pretty like a sicko on those bikes. Like I've seen some stuff like how you be like wheeling in traffic, bro. That shit's insane to me. Or you be what's it called when you're like burning out? Fuck.
Rolling,
bro.
rollers.
When you roll when you're rolling through traffic, bro, that shit is so sick.
That's my favorite. I think traffic's my favorite thing to mess around. It's the most dangerous, of course, but I think it's just objects, and that's where you see your skills come out and the way you move around cars and stuff. So learn from C-Bear. C-Bear's always, you know, he's the legend out there. He's the god, you know. He's the goat. There we go. He's the goat, and he's always so fun watching through traffic. So it's like, you know, I wanna do that shit too. So
It's fucking
I was
gnarly,
like,
dude.
The content though that you guys make while doing it is just insane. Like the way it looks like you guys are shooting like a Tom Cruise movie. You know what I'm saying?
It's absolutely unreal. Different cities from all over the country, different sets of traffic, different road conditions, different fucking everything, dude, and just tearing it up one city at a time throughout the year. It's like,
so I've had this vision with this TV show for the last 3 years. I've been going around telling everyone I've been working on this TV show.
yeah.
And I started Concrete Cowboys last year, or this year, in the beginning of this year. And basically I wanted it to be kind of like the reality TV show on YouTube for the Harley scene, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone always sees all these wheelie videos and sees everyone doing the wheelies, but I kind of wanted to bring a little bit of the party scene into it and a little bit more of the behind the scenes, you know? Like, you know, all of us riders are brothers. We get along great, but, you know, there's some fighting and arguing going on about, you know, going and getting gas at a grocery store, you know, just the dumbest shit. But we all love each other, and I think that's where I'm going with the Concrete Cowboys, and this is where I formed. We're going to have the full crew on the bus. We're going to be filming the whole time like a reality TV show and really bring this thing to the next level.
It's going to be very interesting to watch those. I can't wait to watch those. I'm really excited to do shows. Like, it's going to be fucked. Concrete Cowboys this year is just going to be on a tear.
I just want to make an impact, you know. I want Concrete Cowboys to get as many shows as we can this year, you know. That's our main goal. Get as many shows as we can, travel the country, have as much fun as we can, get our name out there, and do this as a team and have the most fun we've ever had.
That's the motherfucking goal. Most fun we've ever had. That really resonates with me. Hits me right here in the heart. I love that. Well, I'm fucking looking forward to it. I couldn't be more thankful to be a part of that with you. Excited to see the bikes. Excited to see this motherfucking bus and that thing going down the road. I think that's going to be fan-motherfucking-tastic. You know, being that you're in the Harley scene now and the skill sets that you possess with those and how you've worked to get to where you're at now, and my hat's off to you for that. And I know that you're just super hungry to fucking take it to the next level and keep going. But those skills that you have, you know, and I don't really know this even about you, about how you kind of came up a little bit. And I do want to dive into that. I'm curious to know. I'm sure some of the listeners are curious to know. Growing up as a kid, like, what'd you start on? Like David Dean Doug, you see him ripping his little fucking Strider right now. Like he's gonna take the progression through the bikes. And so kind of give me some dad insight on what Chucky did for you and what I can do for David Dean and what dads can do for their kids. And like, how the fuck did you get all these skills? Because I still see you, the man, still a fucking 25 plus fastest dude in NorCal. How you doing? So
Well,
you still have those skills. And so I think does that transfer over to the Hogs, and how did that upbringing go? Like,
yeah, the background's motocross. I started racing motocross. My dad got me into it, and shout out to Chuck. He's the greatest dad ever.
we love you, Chuck.
Yeah, and basically, you know, just had a awesome life, you know, growing up racing motocross. It was tough, you know, I missed a lot of stuff, and that was just my sport. We did a lot together traveling, and we were best friends and had a good time, did a lot of fighting,
So Chucky had you out there on 50s?
yeah, so I started on a PW 50. Christmas, Santa Claus brought me a 50. And then,
that's tight.
and then, yeah, it was cool. And then just rode into my whole life. And then my dad got a Harley when he was 21. I turned pro at 16 racing motocross, turned pro. And then that was supposed to be my dream, go be on a factory team, and injuries were messing up. And it was just when you get older and you get a little taste of the party, and money was an issue for sure. Like, you got to have a lot of money. Motocross costs a lot of money.
A lot of money, yeah.
And we were dedicated our whole life. And then, it was just like one of those things where we were into it for 16, 17 years. And, things change and you want to do something else on the weekends. And, you kind of get burnt out. So it just... it taught me everything. It was the best thing. That I would have never changed anything. Love motocross, still race pro. I'm gonna go race some nationals this year. My dad got a Harley when I was 21, so that's when the Harley thing came about. I went to one of my buddies' parties and saw them doing wheelies, and motocross started slowing down. Me and my dad were arguing, just little shit, being a teenager and shit, and growing up, typical shit. And the Harleys just made us come together again. It was just something we could enjoy, go ride, and it was life changing for sure.
That's so sick to dude. That's how I'm gonna try to do it. Get David Dean Thug racing some motocross as a kid, get him those sick skills, teaches you a lot about hard work and dedication, and fucking obviously makes you a tough motherfucker. It's
tough.
It's probably the hardest sport in the world.
Hardest on your body, bro. So
yeah,
hard.
It's insane. Supercross, motocross is you got to be an extremely dope athlete to do that. And so,
David Dean, he was going around the house this morning and calling me dad. I didn't know what was going on.
Oh, yeah. Between Chuck and CJ, they have this joke going on, but what they don't know is secretly I'm planning on just taking him out.
He was saying CJ, though. He was saying CJ. I swear you were saying CJ this morning. He's like, CJ. But no, dude's so cute. I was having a blast this morning watching him on the little Strider. He has a bright future. Hopefully he'll be on the mic here pretty soon in the podcast with you. As soon as he gets his first words out, he's going to be right here next to you. Back to you, Joe. Back to you, Dad.
It's funny, dude, because just seeing with your pops and becoming good friends with Chuck as well, good old Uncle Chuck, it's like seeing that father-son dynamic that you guys have and having it go from you racing as a little kid, dude, like that's all I want to do for my kid too, is just have him around the bikes and racing and doing all that fun shit. And then to see it transfer into the hog scene, dude, it's just like fucking A. It's awesome.
Motocross just teaches you a lot of work ethic. It takes a lot just to put on your gear, go to the track, and then you're looking at line selections, and it's a lot of brain movement and the way you move, your body and everything. So it just on and off the track, you learn so much. Your people skills, the way you work with sponsors. So I was able to transfer that with the Harleys, and it's working right now. I wish I would have spent more time in motocross and used my mouthpiece as much as I am with Harleys right now, but it all worked out for a reason. And right now the Harleys has turned into something bigger than I ever thought it was. And now we got a tour bus and we're about to go on tour, for real, and do this the right way.
Fucking A. My boy was on a sick, freshy Cowie this last year, ripping all the motocross tracks that you went to. I saw you out there catching dubs and shit. So you're on the Cowie, and now you got that gorgeous 2023 Yami 450 just sitting there on the lift, ready to dial in for this year. How's that feel? How's that feel having that just fresh kick? Because honestly, you could be like on a 2020 still out there sending it, but you're not. You're just very kitted. You're very kitted up.
Well, it was cool. 2 weeks ago, I was Day in the Dirt battling with Twitch on the Cowie. We were having a blast.
Sick.
And then I ended up doing a raffle for my bike, and a week later, I had a brand new Yamaha. So it was one of 6 in California. They're like super, super hard to get right now. And only the shops are getting like 1 or 2 of them. And then they're not getting them till June. So
where'd you scoop that one up?
I got lucky in Bakersfield. I was getting ready to go to Oregon and buy 2 Cowies, and then I ended up getting a phone call that morning and shot straight to Bakersfield and picked that sucker up. I actually ended up rear-ending a semi on the way there like a dumbass fucking.
At the light behind a
truck.
truck.
God damn it, dude. Fucking now I'm in traffic. I'm panicking. I'm thinking these guys are going to sell a Yamaha. And fucking it's like an hour of traffic. I'm looking for detours, and then next thing you know, I guess my foot slipped off the brake and I'm rolling. And I didn't know I was rolling. And it was one of those semis where like you put the tractors, one of those trailers. You know, so it was like kind of low. So I couldn't see the brake lights weren't just shining in my face. So I just hit this fucker. And then I'm looking up, Baby T's with me, and he's looking down on his phone. He looks up like we thought someone hit us. And the next thing you know, this guy next to me, he's laughing, you know. He's just like,
He's just
dumb
watching you
ass.
just creep into this.
He's
fucking
like,
thing.
dude, he's like, the truck's fine. He's like, your bumper's fucked up. So, yeah, that was my experience of getting my new 450.
Well, sounds like a fucking awesome experience, but I'm not gonna
Sounds
lie,
like fun.
I did give him some, I did give him some shit, dude. Like I walked into the house the other day when I was out in Sac, and I see the truck sitting there, and I'm like, because it's a crispy ass truck, and I look at the bumper and I saw the dent, and I was like, was that there? And he's like, just shaking his head and shit. I could tell he fucking bumped into something.
The truck that you were driving this morning?
Sometimes it be like that. Yeah, the truck I was just driving. How good is fucking old Joe looking that motherfucker, dude?
You look pretty good in the truck, bro.
God damn.
It's the Laramie with the cowboy hat.
The cowboy hat. Yeah.
Nothing like a ram,
and he
ram
has-
and a cowboy hat.
And it's got a mullet right now, dude.
Yeah,
so
the
it's
shag is there. If you don't like it, tough. That sucks for you.
tough.
Freshie 450. Can't wait to see you on that thing. How did that end up with Twitch? So I just want to fall back on that real fast because bar banging with Twitch
Yeah.
out at the track. That was out at Glen Helen.
Yeah, it was badass. We had a good time. Day in the dirt was fun. We started off, you know, he comes up, we're bullshitting, you know, having a good time. All of a sudden, we take off for practice, and I go to square up this turn. It's like the second turn, and this dude goes straight for my front tire. He almost fucking cleaned me out. I'm like, holy shit. Next thing you know, we're barking for 2 laps. He runs like pro speed. Like, he's definitely fast. You know, he's got 2 laps in him for sure. And we were just moving through traffic, just, I mean, going for
Dyson.
it. He just kept looking back, and I just know he was, I mean, we were having a blast. I was like laughing and riding. I mean, I was just watching him go for it, and he was just dumping, you know, every time he was in a turn, he was just, he was just getting it, you know. I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Dyson back and forth, just pushing each other, ripping out there.
It was a good time. We went for 2 laps, just inside, outside, passing each other. I just know he was having a good time, and that's what it's all about, you know. That's why I still ride dirt bikes, and it's just two different loves, you know. Dirt bikes got my first love, and Harley's obviously, you know, took my love, and it's fun to be able to go have my Harley friends and have some dirt bike friends, you know. It's like kind of two different groups of people. We all enjoy the same shit, but it's like my dirt bike friends, we go rip the tracks or go do whatever, and then, you know, some of them are able to go ride Harleys, but most of, you know, I'll go ride Harleys with my Harley friends, ride my dirt bikes with my dirt bike friends.
That's fucking awesome. It is really good to see that you still have that positive attitude about riding your dirt bike still. Because there's a lot of dudes. We've had these
Yeah, I was
conversations
just
on the
gonna-
podcast
just gonna
where
say
guys
that.
get burnt out and they don't enjoy riding anymore, and they don't have that love for their dirt bike that they did because they grew up riding. Now, what do you think about that? Because that always pisses me off because I was the kid that wanted to race so bad. I've said this. Yeah. I wanted to race so bad. I was stomping out my cousins and my friends' lines every fucking weekend at the outdoor tracks. Like, it was what I wanted to do so bad, but my dad wasn't into it, so I didn't have the bikes. So when people are like, yeah, I don't even like dirt bikes so much, man. Like, I don't even ride anymore. It just sits there in the garage. I'm like, dude, I want to fucking grab him and shake him and be like, dude, you should probably get back to loving this shit because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. Dirt bikes has always been super special to me. And, you know, money was kind of an issue there at the end when I turned pro, and I should have went a lot further. I should have been a little bit more dedicated. I should have used my mouthpiece a little bit more and got some sponsors and helped out. But I'm glad it worked out the way it did. Probably saved my body a little bit more. And now I'm getting to experience traveling the country, still getting paid to ride a motorcycle, getting paid more than I would to ride a dirt bike, getting way more recognition. You know, people actually know who the fuck I am on a dirt bike. No one gives a fuck about you if you're not Plessinger or Dungy or, you know, the top guys, Anderson. So being on a Harley, and you just get more, you know, just sponsors, being at the shows, you just get way more love, like straight up, way more love, easier on your body. You're riding Harleys, yeah, you got more risk. You're riding the streets, you know, you're going through traffic, yeah, you fuck get killed, you know, but you get killed riding a dirt bike too. It's just that however you want to live your life. Motorcycles are dangerous.
I was just gonna say I think I just wanted to touch on that. Like, I think it's sick. Like, obviously, like riding a dirt bike's dope, motocross, supercross, but being in the streets is, I feel like, so important, especially for brand image. And so you're in the streets, rolling through traffic, and then you're pulling up at a bar, taking off your helmet, just like chucking it up with the boys, you know. And I feel like that is a huge impact.
I think what's pretty badass right now is that I'm shaping this Harley and dirt bike stuff to where it comes together. So when I'm on the road doing my Harley stuff, there's a race going, I want to go ride my dirt bike, like it's pretty cool to try to bring the industries together because they're so similar and there's so many similar people. Harleys is almost like the old man, you retire off the dirt bike, you go get the Harley and you're starting to be kind of lazy. You don't want to go to the track and go get muddy and put on gear. So you go hop on the Harley. And the Harley's just so much easier. You go to the garage, hop on your Harley, go fucking jam all day. You come back, put the Harley back in the garage, and you're done. Dirt bikes, you gotta load up. You gotta go to the track. Like it's a lot of work. Especially at a professional level. You got to use your mind. Like the way the track works, and it's technical. It's two different worlds for sure.
I've been seeing you putting that work in, though. It is dope, doing the motocross and the Harley shit. And you're doing a great job of bouncing back and forth on those and just doing both. And I applaud you for that. That's fucking gangster. It is a lot of work. Dude, this last show that we just did, too, I wanted to acknowledge it. Like, dude, you were out there fucking setting your shit up and getting ready for the show and fucking tweaking the bike in and getting it dialed and showmanship type shit, and just riding solid, fucking being kind to all the people that are there, showing love to the fans and shit. And
I like motocross because it keeps you kind of from partying. Like you go out there, it's a physical sport, so you're out there. And for me, I'm super competitive. I like to give it my all. So when I'm riding my dirt bike, I keep a clear mind and slow down on the partying, and it just motivates me for everything else. Like riding dirt bikes is just you use a lot of your brain. Going to the track, you're with these riders and just the different line choice, and just prepping yourself, making sure your tear offs are good, or putting gas in your bike. Like it's just a lot of work goes into it. So it just keeps your mind sharp. And then you hop on the Harley, and the Harley just kind of makes you a little bit more lazy because you're able to you can party and. You don't have to do as much. So that's why I still ride dirt bikes. Obviously, it's fun and everything, but I think it just keeps me on my toes and just keeps my mind sharp. It's like reading a book, going and riding for me, just riding my whole life. Like, I don't want to be one of those guys that's like, I'm 40 years old and it's like, oh, I used to ride dirt bikes and that. I want to be 40 years old, still racing pro in the mix, still winning trophies. Like, I'm going to race dirt bikes for the rest of my life. Dope. And, I'm going to make sure that I'm able to do Harleys and ride dirt bikes and, make sure that I do it all.
Fucking A.
You're a savage.
Yeah, that's some gangster ass shit. The stamina, too, that it takes to ride those dirt bikes, like, it really does keep you in fucking great shape, dude. And it's good for your heart. It's like, as much as you do go out and get after it and party with the boys, like, you got to take care of your motherfucking body and you got to take care of your brain. There's a lot of people that I see around me and through different things that, like, all they do is go mode, and you got to take those times in your life to take care of this, to take care of your body and take care of your mind. Like, would you agree with that? I think that I've been seeing you do that a lot.
Absolutely.
Lately.
What's scary is like, obviously the Harleys is what pays. The dirt bikes is more kind of just fun. And the dirt bikes I have a blast doing, but there's a lot of risk that comes with it. I go break my arm, break my leg. I can't ride my Harley. That affects my season. So it's definitely scary, but I mean, I'm not going to live my life thinking every day like I could have done this, I could have done that. You just got to go live your life, and whatever happens, happens. So I'm kind of at that point right now, and that's why I'm still racing motocross. And I always got some people in my ear like, dude, what if you get hurt? It's like, what if? I'm not going to, what if? I'm not going to live by what if. What if I was fucking rich? You guys would be fucked. But I just like Daytona. Daytona's the first one of the year. You got Amateur Day Supercross. I wanted to do it last year. I wasn't in the shape. I was just kind of getting back in the saddle because I took some years off riding dirt bikes, and now I got some races under my belt this year. I'm feeling a lot better. Hopefully this new Yamaha works like Tomac. Hopefully I fucking just show up like Tomac. But I just plan on racing some races when I can, focus on this Harley shit, and just be the best athlete, I can. If there's some bagger racing I can, dabble with, and just anything bike related, bicycles, and just keep my mind sharp and keep me on my toes.
To be in Daytona this year, handling, putting on for Congo Cowboys. We're definitely going to have some function going on there. And then to go over to the Speedway and see you on the infield, fucking ripping the fresh Yami. Like, I'll be there every step of the way, my boy. I got your back 10,000%. That's going to be fucking exciting. Up under the lights, too. Let's hit some qualifiers. How you doing?
No, exactly. I think it's just fun, you know, like keeps it fun because the Harleys, you can only do so much, and I'll never get bored of Harleys, but it's fun to mix it up a little bit. Seabird likes drifting. It's like you do something so much, you burn yourself out.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know how these, you know, basketball players, NFL players do it because they, you know, you got Steph Curry out there shooting and he's at the court every single day. You know, he's got to fucking hate basketball, honestly. But
I think the difference is like those fuckers, like,
it's just crazy. You know what I mean? So I like to break it up. What I was saying, I just like to break it up a little bit. And that's why I go ride my bicycle sometimes, go hit some dirt jumps, go ride some Harley sometimes, go ride some dirt bikes. Just try to keep it fun a little bit. Summertime, go hit the boat, you know, just mix it up a little bit to where you're not just Harley. You're like, fuck these Harleys.
and at the end of the day, you're an action sports athlete. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it makes sense that you would be doing as many action sports as you can.
It just,
I saw you skateboard, though.
no, skateboarding.
Yeah,
is not
no,
my thing.
CJ can't skateboard.
Skateboarding, snowboarding.
Keep
it's
my
just
boy
all-
off the fucking skateboard.
it's
I
all
saw my guy on a
bikes.
mini ramp recently on the internet.
Oh my God.
My boy was dropping in, and I was proud of him for getting up there because that's what I do. I'll fucking what sport? Let's do it. Fucking let's send it. But no, you should not be dropping in on a skateboard. So you were like dirt bikes, bicycles, and shit. We're really skating around.
Never. That's
What
why
about
I'm
roller
like,
skates? What if I take you down to the roller fucking kingdom? Can you roller
I'm
skate?
done. Roller skate. No, you don't want to see me on a snowboard, wakeboard. Like
You're not a board man.
No boards, no rollerblades. Like
He said
keep
that
me-
motherfucker needs
two
wheels or I
wheels,
can't
yeah,
go.
2 wheels is like my thing. You know, bicycles, dirt bikes, Harleys. Like that's my thing.
That's fucking awesome.
I what's up?
Okay, can you skateboard?
Joe Glad. Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, I used to hit some crazy fucking downhills on longboards. I had a couple gnarly accidents and shit. And then skating, like, yeah, the mini ramp that he dropped into, yeah, I can drop in on that
pissed
bitch
me
and
off.
slide around. Yeah.
I had Rico there.
But dude, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yo, Joe skates a lot, but like, yeah, I could make it look a little more comfortable than CJ did.
Yeah, you're saying that pretty confidently about his skills. So that's
Yeah,
why
I'm not fucking Tony Hawk.
I wanted to
but
check
fucking-
you real quick.
But I can shred on 4 wheels for sure.
Well, Rico's my friend. He's a badass sprint car driver. He's a little person, and
Shout out to Rico.
yeah, he's awesome. He's just such a good dude. One of the funniest dudes I've ever met.
And
You
a good name. Rico's a great name.
You should see his party tricks, but all around just a awesome dude. But he's dropping in the fucking half pipe, and I'm like, dude, I got this, no problem. I'm a little intoxicated, and I drop in first one. Bam! Or no, first one I loop out, you know? I'm like, I got it. Run back up. Yeah, there's everyone watching me. Second one, bam, slam. So it was a hard slam. I felt it so bad the next day. I don't know how to break my wrist or separate my shoulder. It hurt. But yeah, I don't
My boy
skateboard.
went, "Yee."
I don't skateboard.
That's fucking awesome. What about pogo sticking? You ever pogo stick before?
Dude, we had the craziest, sickest pogo
Yeah,
sticks from
bro.
the dirt
Pogo
bike
sticks
track.
are fucking
They used
gnarly,
to make
dude.
these pogo sticks with dirt bike bars and dirt bike pegs and everything. They were huge, but they were so badass. But yeah, just pogo. We had the unicycle too. It was like a little.
Yo.
It was like a little thing at the dirt bike track.
Can
that
you
we all
ride
went
those
through.
fucking things? Can you
yeah,
ride a uni?
we went through the pogo stick little air, and then we went to the unicycle air, and then it was like dirt jumps. You know, like we just dirt jumped. So, but yeah, we hit the little different little airs. You know.
The reason why I bring that up is I used to be Joe Pogo. I remember my dad
Joe
came
Pogo.
outside one time and he was like, I was like jumping down these retaining walls and shit, like some sick shit. It was pretty sketchy. My dad came out and was like, what do you think? You think we should get you a better one of those? He's like, it looks like you kind of maxed that one out. So dude, he came and got me a premium one, like bought me a super sick one and I was able to do some gnarly shit. Joe Pogo.
Can
how
you flip on
doing?
it?
Fuck no, but I can come down some terrain.
See
I
everything.
was more of a downhill pogoer.
Everything's came in waves. Like there was the pogo sticks, it was the unicycles. Now it's the Xeron bikes or the, you know what I'm talking about?
The Suron bikes.
The Suron.
So the electrical bikes.
All these kids doing like 70-foot jumps on them,
yeah,
taking them
yeah.
to skate parks. Like that's the fucking thing right now. That's the hype. That's
Yeah,
the,
wheeling
that's
those fucking e-bikes
that's-
too is
that's the
challenging
new-
as fuck.
That's the
Is
new
it?
Razor
Yeah, fuck
scooter
yeah.
in 2006 right now.
They're just
That makes a lot of
hey,
sense.
they're touchier. They're fucking. It's like
Fucking
instant
$8,000,
torque, bro.
$8,000 for one of those.
I
bikes.
see all the kids. Well, now now, like doing the podcast for almost a full year now.
Yeah.
I get hit with so many videos, and it's like a lot of these young kids on those e-bikes, just like ripping wheelies down the hill and shit.
Well,
they're
it's
trying
fun-
to be, and they're trying to be you.
It's funny because, you know, fucking when I was a kid, it was like a razor was $60, $100. Like fucking, it was hard to get one of those, you know, bicycles, fighting for one of those. Unicycle, same thing. Now all of a sudden these parents are buying these kids $8,000 Sur-on bikes. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, I know. Fucking, I remember I couldn't get my hands on a razor growing up in the trailer park. Like, there, you know,
You could buy a 450. You could buy a brand new dirt bike for one of these.
for one of these Sur-ons.
Yeah.
A
it's
really
fucked
nice
up.
one too.
Yeah.
Remember the wheelie bars on the backs of the razors? I remember this one kid, Mike, lived a couple doors down in the trailer park. Dude, he always had the sickest razor. His mom was like, whatever. She had a little
I
money.
remember the wheelie
And
bar
he,
and the
like,
razor.
he would like not let me ride his fucking razor. So
It was like Hillies, razors, unicycles.
I was
like,
on a clapped out ass one.
We hit
I was
every
on the
one.
knockoff one.
Yes.
Do you remember the shoes soaps? If you remember the shoes soaps on this podcast, you're probably around my age. I am 30 years old, and soaps were a big thing. They're tennis shoes, right? And then on the middle of them, they had like a plastic piece that looks like soap, so you could grind. So you just run up and just like grind on rails and shit. Well, we used to try to do that. Some parkour type shit. And then the other game that we used to play was you'd get on a trampoline with the soaps on, and they were super heavy and fucking hurt when you kick somebody with them. So we'd have shin kicking contests to see who could kick each other in the shins until the other guy gave up. And well, I was pretty good at the shin kicking thing.
That sounds like a stupid game.
Do you remember the soaps?
No, dude.
I'll kick you in the shin right fucking now, dude. I will kick you.
I feel like you deserve to be kicked
Jay,
in the
get
shin.
the fucking soaps out here, dude. I'm gonna kick CJ in the fucking shin, dude. For sure.
That is some TP shit if I've ever heard it.
What do you think about the scooter shit? I'm not trying to talk about razors for 3 days, but I mean, it's pretty fucking impressive some of the shit these kids are doing on all this shit, bro.
Well-
From e-bikes to scooters to fucking skateboards, all of it. Like the progression is getting younger and younger, and the kids are getting crazy and crazier. And I think
It's funny, like my generation, obviously it was like skateboards and bicycles, and then the scooter kids were laughed at, and then now it's like these scooter kids are like the fucking shit. Yeah. You got scooter kids that are millionaires out there. Facts. You know, it's like what the fuck.
yeah, they're crushing
And
it.
yeah, I mean scooters definitely have completely changed, like, you know, but I mean that goes with bicycles, all these new tricks, motocross, you got triple backflips going down. Like, you know, the whole sports and everything is completely changed. You got who's Brittany, the girl that was just locked up in Russia. She said she'll ball on DeMarcus Cousins, like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's a training, isn't it?
Oh shit, that's fucking funny.
Dude, it's so crazy they bring up the triple backflip because I remember seeing the double backflip and how nuts that was. Like whatever X Games that fucking was.
Front flips now too. It's just
do
unreal. Like the
front flips now.
ramp and the technicality that's getting into it. It's just extremely mind blowing.
Well, the kid,
really is.
the kid at the show the other weekend did a double front flip on the bicycle. That
Chuck,
was badass.
yeah, Chucky did a
You
double
know?
front flip. Yeah,
Like the
Kid's a sicko.
the kid on the freestyle ramp was warming up with a backflip. That was a second
Dean
jump
Pate, shout out
backflip.
Dean Pate. Dean
Yeah,
Pate was
he's
out
a
there
bad
crushing
dude.
it. Yeah,
It's just
in the
what-
fucking rain too.
What I was coming to, all the sports are, you know,
Evolving.
crazy. Everyone stepped up their game. You know, like you got the best athletes, like no joke. Like everyone, when you think everything's already been done, like it just keeps getting crazier and crazier.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. That's why I got David Dean Douglas on the Super Kid program. I swear this kid's gonna be an absolute sicko. Stand the fuck by. He's got uncles like Uncle CJ, you name it. Like the kid's absolutely gonna be on a roll. I'm super pumped and just want to kind of be like Chuck, you know. I just kind of want to be like Chuck. If I can raise, well, I don't know. I'm gonna ask my wife when I come. So what if we raise David Dean in the sicko lifestyle, and then like what if we made like what if he ends up like CJ, and see what she says? What do you think she'd say?
I think I'm an awesome dude. So, you know what? I hope.
I'm so proud of you, son.
Triple D is awesome. He's the man. I think we got to get him his own T-shirts here pretty soon. I think in the next 6 months, his whole life's going to change. He's going to be on a motorcycle or a Strider, like electric one.
Yep.
Like he's just really coming around. Like his little smile and he's just so funny walking around the house. You know what I mean? Like he's adorable. He has been forever, but I think it's so funny. Like that dude's been to more shows, I think, than like most people, you know? Like
Yeah, no, his
that dude's been
resume's
hitting
pretty
shows.
stacked.
He's like an infant out there, newborn baby. He's out there just like fucking doesn't even know what he's looking at. Like he can barely open his eyes. He's out there at a freaking show. And
Yeah, he was at the
I
Harley
think
stunt
someone
shows.
actually, I was with you, and they're like, should shouldn't that baby be at home? Like, isn't that mind your own fucking business?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Am I the dad or are you? Who's raising this fucking kid?
Yeah, 100%. A lot of people think that when you have a kid, you got to like stay inside your home and like nurture them like to the point it's like, God dang, they're all so soft these days, dude. Like all these little kids that I'm around, man, there's no grit anymore in them. And I don't want David Dean to grow up without grit. I think it applies when you become a man and fucking as you get older. Like I want him to have the grit. So get your ass outside, get off the electronics and go out there and be a kid.
He has a great personality too because of it. Like he already has such like a smiley personality, like good energy, dude. And he's like you said, vroom vroom. Like dude, that kid wants to be on a bike.
Well, imagine Joe being your dad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? He was literally in the house earlier, just like throwing him around, and kid had the biggest smile. Yeah, they have their own little tricks they do together. Like,
thanks, man.
Yeah, it's funny. No, it made me want a kid for a minute, and then and then he started crying. And I was like, yeah, David Dean, I gotta go back to your dad. But I think is his first words ever? Vroom vroom.
Yeah, no, we're concerned right now that David Dean's gonna be 5 years old and he's gonna be looking at us, and the only thing he's gonna be able to do is vroom vroom.
Hey, those aren't bad. That isn't bad. I would rather have him say that than anything else. You know, if those are the only words he ever said the rest of his life, at least he knows that he loves it.
Yeah,
he loves it. He loves his life.
Yeah,
and he's very thankful for you.
Thanks,
Bringing
dude.
it in.
Fuck, man. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot, CJ.
Yeah.
That means a lot coming from you. David Dean Doug is like out of all my kids, and I love being a dad so much, but he's the actual one that I get to kind of mold and raise with him, you know, because I have my ex-wife with 2 kids and my stepdaughter, you know. So David Dean Doug, I'm really able to just really spend that much more time with him and just try to be the best dad possible and be the dad that I wanted my fucking dad to be. Thanks, Ed. I'm just kidding. I love you, Dad. I really love you, Dad. But I wanted to do the extreme sports, dude. I wanted to be outside, and I wanted to be riding dirt bikes, and I wanted to be riding my BMX bike, and I wanted to be skating, and I got pushed the other direction with sports, and I'm thankful for that. Like, obviously, that athleticism transferred over, but...
I mean, just right off the top, like, all the people I've met riding motorcycles, you know, you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just simple. Just start off the bat, you know. I got full-time Tony. I met him off motorcycles from Joe.
Yeah.
You know, like... Motorcycles introduce you to so many different opportunities and a whole different life, like all the people that are around it. So for David to grow up around, you know, all these people and already have them around him, you know, he has no choice but, you know, be one of the greatest.
Yeah. He has no choice but be Michael Jordan of the bike world.
Oh, absolutely. Like
I see different dads throughout the country, though, and I see how they're raising their kids, like Low Life with his son. You know, like
I love it.
these different dads out there that are taking their kids and doing dope shit and raising them proper, in my personal opinion. Like,
who's the cat on IG? I always space his name.
Which one?
The one I always send you.
Fuck, you got to do some research. Pull it up. Let's see. I want to know what you're talking about.
I think
you know what I'm talking. You know how there's just different dads throughout the scene. Samoan Bruce is another dad. You know, like there's just Jason Poland's a dad. Like. You know, you can still be that super sender father and just take your kids with you. That's why David Dean travels with me so much, you know? It's like a lot of dudes are concerned that, you know, obviously the partying slows down a little bit and shit, but being a dad's the best part of my life. Hands down.
I'm at to the point where, like, I've been partying so hard for so many years. I'm like, so that's why I've been back into racing and having fun, you know? And, where was I going with this?
I don't know. I think that you were going to say that you're just stoked that you get to have nephews like David D. Doug and you don't really have to be a dad.
Well, no. I would, yeah.
Right?
I was going to say, I'm looking forward to the day when David Dean's out there on the bike. He's going to have a little mic on his phone, and he's just going to be riding around you, and then you're going to be MC, and then he's just out there wheeling. You know, he's going to be like 10 years old out there just crushing it.
I definitely wanted to be a sicko rider. And, you know, like you said, being around all you guys and shit and all the shows that he goes to, it's inevitable.
Baby D-Blocks.
Yeah,
he's
awesome.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, that kid's insane.
I followed him. I mean, he's at his 1 million followers right now, but this kid is nuts.
Oh yeah, he's wheeling. I mean, he's wheeling 450s, Harleys. I mean,
I think he's like 11. How old is he?
I don't know.
He's young.
He's a little dude.
Yeah, he's a
little if you're in the bike scene at all, you know, Baby D Blocks is the kid's got blocks, and he's just riding everything. And his dad's a sicko, and so is he. You know what I'm saying?
I think David Dean has a chance to be something like that, being around all of us.
Big facts.
Yeah, I think it'd be badass. I think that's the way, you know. It's so cool because there's a couple kids like D Blocks. he does a little bit of dirt bikes, but it's weird. He grew up straight on the streets, like riding on the streets, like that's his shit.
Yeah.
You know, you take him to the track. I know he could ride a little bit, but it's just different. You know, he shines on the streets. And I think it's kind of cool for kids these days, like the bicycle thing. You know, when I was in middle school, I was the only kid wheeling bicycles around. Now you got these ride outs, you know, with these big rippers, and you got thousands of these guys. I mean, all around town, you see dudes wheeling bicycles now. It's like insane. And
Yeah, it's growing, dude.
so it's just cool for these kids to grow up with some wheelies, because wheelies is like, you know, I don't know. It's so addicting. You know, it's as soon as you pull that wheel up, you never want to let it down. And once you figure it out, it's just like you just want to ride around on one wheel everywhere, you know? So I just think it's pretty cool for these kids to grow up like this and be around the scene. I had some dudes I looked up to when I was growing up that did wheelies and stuff, and that's kind of what motivated. I always wanted to be a wheelie boy, you know? Like, I thought I was going to go to sport bikes and be on street bikes. And my dad would never let me get a sport bike because I was just so reckless, you know? I would have definitely killed myself. So I'm glad I waited and it all worked out, and I got on the Harley, but it's very fucking badass for all these kids to grow up like that in the wheelie scene.
It really is. From the SE bikes, you know, that scene, how much that's grown. And then just to kids, you know, if David, Dean, Doug, and I were living in New York City, well, I guess I'd just be the dad that I have no option to let this motherfucker eat in the streets, in the alleyways and shit, right? And, you know, it's crazy. I think the scene is absolutely growing. I think the bike life scene is growing. I think the Harleys are growing. I think the dirt bikes are growing. Obviously, seeing a guy on a Two Smoky in the streets is one of my favorite things. You know? What do you think about the Two Smokies in the streets? The shit's sick,
It's
right?
my favorite.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Just
Yeah.
the chopping the throttle like that, like you just did. How's it go again?
Yeah,
That's
bro,
my favorite
sicko,
though. It is
dude.
sick.
That shit is so sick.
I do it on the Harley. It just doesn't sound as sick. Like the two-stroke just sounds so bitchin', you know? And that's what's so fun about traveling the country, and we're able to do these big rides. We get to go ride with those dudes.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be on the Harley and we'll have those dudes right next to us, and it's like so fucking sick, you know, because you're watching them, they're all pumped, you know, you'll be all pumped on them, and then next thing you pull it up and they're all pumped on you. You know, you're on two different bikes and two different worlds, and you guys are just out there being bros and killing the streets together. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
It is dope. What's your favorite city to pop into? Where do you think that we have like just like the most guys there? I think I know which one you like the best. In my mind, I think I know which one
my favorite
you like.
city to go travel and have a good time
And
the
riding
people,
and shit. What's your favorite ride out?
Nashville is for people, but for riding,
Ride outs.
I think New York all day. Like that's my favorite.
Crazy just mobbing through New York.
Yeah, it's just going through the city, going all over the bridges. Like me and Seabear have been able to hit that a few times together, and it was just like some of the funnest shit. And I mean, if I died right now, I'd feel accomplished. Like it was some of the most badass riding I've ever done in my life. Riding through the city. Like I did a trip with my grandma when I was 13. And I never thought I'd be back in New York City riding around on my Harley. You know, it was like the coolest thing ever. Chicago's super fun because it's like a little mini New York. Love Chicago. You're riding around the lake. The city vibes are always fun because we got traffic. It's easier to get away from cops. And those cities are like, you know, you're a little bit more protected. The cops have a little bit more crime going on than a couple guys wheeling around. You know, a lot of people being shot and actual robberies going on. So you get away with a little bit more there. But St. Louis is fun, you know, like I love St. Louis, but it's so scary. It's so hood St. Louis. So it's like, dude, we're driving down the road, and I don't know, it's risky there, you know, but I mean, that's just the risk you take every time you ride. Like street riding, that's why it's fun. Riding in the lot gets so boring to me because there's nothing. I'd rather go crash in the lot like by myself. Like, oh no, I want to put some shit out there to make it sketchy. I want to, if I crash, I want to have a car run me over. Like I want that shit in the back of my head because it makes it more technical. And then you're fucking, I don't know, it just makes it that more of an adrenaline rush, you know. But I don't know. I just love the streets. Like street riding is the funnest thing ever.
The street rides that I go to, dude, is just unreal. There's so many people throwing down in the streets now. It's just, it's insane.
I think like riding in the streets is obviously I've touched on this before. You know, streets and lots, and I think the sickest thing about it is if you can go ride streets and you can go ride lots. If you can ride both, like you're a technical rider because it's hard to go ride streets and then go into a little lot that's smaller, you know, than like the, you know, 100 yards or smaller 50 yards, you know what I mean? Like you hit these smaller lots, people can't really ride them. And then you get to the streets, you're like, oh damn, this kid, or you get to the lots and like, damn, that kid looks so good on the lot. And then you get to the streets and you're like, damn, like fucking, you got no street skill. Like doing longer wheelies. People go do hand drags in the lot and, you know, pulling off all these badass tricks. And then they get out to the streets and they can't even wheelie more than 50, 60, you know, 100 feet because they're only used to wheeling so long. So I think it's just cool to have both in your pocket. Like it's definitely, if you're a professional rider, you should be able to ride both. You'd be able to ride any lot. You know, you got to put on a show anywhere you go. So,
100%.
Big facts.
I think just being a technical rider is like fucking badass.
The street shit is just, it's next level when you have that many bikes together and on those big ride outs. And I've definitely been on some of those with you. Like I've got some sick footage of you going right past Barham Boulevard.
Like exactly the ride outs.
Like
when you're in one of those ride outs, you're in a pack. You could ride with you and your buddy all the time in the streets. You get in a pack and you're all squished up and you got to pull it up right there because fucking everyone's fucking looking at you, and you got to pull it up, but you got someone right in front of you, so you got to drop back right away. Like learning that street skill of riding in a pack is a whole different animal, and just like having etiquette too in the pack, you know, being aware of your surroundings, you know, just watching out for others, you know, caring for others. Cause at the end of the day, you don't want to get hit. You don't want to hurt. So like street riding's, it's a whole different animal, you know, in the lot, you don't have to worry about as much, you know, like, you know, you wait your turn for a rider, you know, you just have a little bit of respect like that. But in the street, like that shit goes down in the streets.
yeah, it's ruthless in the streets. I think I like what you said though for sure about having both in your pocket as a stunt. If you're a stunt rider and you have both, you know, that's just like unlocking that.
No, absolutely.
That next level type shit.
Being a professional rider, you should be able to ride in a pack, ride the streets. If there's a lot, that's, you know, I don't even know like a good description, but like Sturgis. Sturgis is super technical because you got a couple bumps in it, the Bell Brawl, and then you got the Bell Brawl at Salt Lake City. Like it's all slanted and super like. You got to be able to ride those tight areas when it's all fucked up. But at the same time, you got to be able to put your big boy pants on and go hit the streets when it's time too.
Yeah, the brawl switches from city to city and the lots change. They're not all the same, which adds that different angle to it too. Yeah. Different asphalts, you know, different, you know, textures and different things that apply to it, different fucking configurations with light posts and curbs or whatever the fuck the case may be. It really, I think, separates the riders for sure. And if a guy comes back, you know, like Dynanate or some of these other guys, like come back and they say the lot's fucked, like the lot's fucked. You know what I'm saying? You just got to make the best with what you got, right? Fucking just get out there and load it up and dump it.
Isn't the lot always fucked though?
It sucks because it feels like we never get like a super solid lot. But this last year at Sturgis, we had the sickest lot ever. It was so fun. It was long.
Time. It was a good size. It was pretty wide and just
I wasn't able
set up.
Yeah, I wasn't able to make the last two brawls because I was in Mexico sitting in prison. But I did hit Sturgis and it was such a good time. And I had a great finale and I did the chainsaw and then I ran around the bike and had the bike chasing me. I did it the best way I could because the crash bars were catching on the bagger, and then I celebrated with a beer and slammed it on the ground. And I guess they didn't like that. But I'm like, here's the thing. Everyone's always talking about corporate and doing this and doing that. We ride fucking Harleys. This is what pisses me off. You know, like we ride fucking Harleys. We're not racing NASCAR. You know what I mean? We're at goddamn Sturgis. All right? We're there to fucking party.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's like, it pisses me off. And it's like fucking have a few sips of beer and slam it on the ground. It's not like I'm out there chugging a bottle of fucking Tito's or taking shots.
True.
So it's like an act, you know what I mean? And it just drives me nuts. You know, I always hear this corporate bullshit from you know, friends telling me and I understand both sides, you know, but at the end of the day, Harley's fun and partying. That's what Harley's is, you know, and I just feel like, you know, it's motocross. You're training. You're training. You know, basketball. You're training. Harleys. You go out there, and we're having a good time. But you know, after we go ride, we're partying. So it's like two different worlds. So I just feel like the alcohol thing. Obviously, not drinking and riding. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just my little celebration. I think that being frowned upon on was just like, I don't know. You know.
I don't see what you did being wrong. I definitely don't. I mean, I'm sure you were a little bit tired. It was hot as fuck out in Sturgis this year during the event.
It's an active.
I loved what you did.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you put on a show. You definitely put on a fucking show.
Stone
Chainsawed
Cold.
at the end.
That's what
slammed
it's
the beer,
about.
Did the thing. I couldn't agree more. The show is there. The crowd was hyped. Crowd interaction and the crowd hype is, in my opinion, a huge gauge on the riders, because there's a lot of guys doing a lot of similar things, but the style, how they do it, the fucking how they can ride that fine line of fucking controlled chaos, and just absolute carnage, is awesome. And
see, the thing with the brawl is I never go ride for the judges. Every time I go put on a show, I'm there for the crowd. I try to put on the best fucking show for the crowd. And it fucks me sometimes with the brawl because I'm not thinking about doing the smoothest tricks or doing this or that. I'm just thinking about being sketchy and putting on a good show. I was like, why is there a crowd here? They don't want to see the same boring shit going on over and over again. Like, let's add a little extra energy. Let's pump these guys up a little bit. Big smoke, smiles. Like, it's the little things, going around high-fiving the crowd. I just try to interact with the crowd as much as possible. That makes it more fun. It makes it more fun for the fans watching. And sometimes it's definitely fucking kick myself in the ass for it, but I have more fun doing it.
dude, there's a picture of CJ and he's fucking holding the check and he's got the brawl Nux on, and I was just like, I was like, he won. And then I was like, but wait, he fucking, and was there a disqualification there for the beer thing?
No, so I just kind of disqualified. I mean, it was just so frowned upon on. Like, I was getting a lot of no's and just shaking my head. A lot of people shaking their heads. And I was just like, pretty much just like fuck off. Like fucking. I was just like, I took pictures when we got there, right when we got there with the trophies, and told everyone I won. I was like, everyone's wasting their time. I was like, I already won. And that's the energy I carry, Like, I already won that day. I did win that day. I should have fucking had that trophy. I should have goddamn won. That was the sickest show, hands down. Everyone was laughing, damn near in tears. Like, that's what it's a fucking about, But I get it, Like, it's a competition. If you're going to go freestyle, go judge a freestyle competition. Are you going to do the dude that's doing the sprinkler out there? Are you going to give him the win, or are you going to give the dude that's doing the double backflip? Like, I get it. The dude that was doing the sprinkler, hell of a time. Good show. But, you got to give credit to where it's due, and that's how it goes. I'm a showman, and I like to just put on a good show.
I agree. I think without even thinking about it, you're definitely a crowd favorite. I've been to a lot of these brawls now, and it's so sick how that many guys are all in one comp together and seeing the different styles, the different bikes, the different personalities, all coming together. And, dude, your fucking showmanship is on fucking point.
It's like a, the brawl's so tough right now because you got dudes out there on Sportsters, and then you got more dudes on baggers out there than ever. And it's so hard to judge for the judges to judge a Sportster and a bagger, I think the sport's grown so big now. I think it is time to separate the classes 100%.
Yeah.
And if you want to show up with all three bikes, run all three classes.
Categories, yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just too hard,
I feel you on that a lot.
You've seen Bear in the beginning. He was top 3 every single time. Now he's barely getting a 6. How are you going to judge a Dyna in a bagger? It's just, I know the judging is just a hard deal, but it's just, you can't fucking compare a bagger to a goddamn Sportster or Dyna. It's just not the same. I was doing the show last weekend or 2 weeks ago with you, and they had the freestyle bag and they had the air bag and the freestyle ramp in the way. And I had this little room. Tallboy was out there on the Dyna. He makes he makes everything always look easy.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit of room, and on the bagger, it was so fucking tight where you definitely have a little bit more room to move with the Dyna. You know what I mean? And these tighter areas, like if we're street riding, baggers to me all day look sick. And there's nothing you can fucking.
A bagger at 12 is fucked.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're going down the road, you didn't know anything about Harleys, and you see a fucking bagger, like a full dresser bagger, you're like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, you
it
see
looks unreal.
You see a
does.
Sportster or a Dyna, like it's a little bit more like a dirt bike. Like now it's a little bit more seen. So you'd probably still like damn, that's sick. But when I first started riding Harleys, cops would pull you over and be like, all right, let you go. Now there's so many people that it's like fucking you're getting your bike impounded. But the baggers are just exciting. Like, you can't go wrong watching a bagger. And it's just two different animals because the Dyna, you got more tricks. You can do a lot more shit. But the bagger is just like something, it's just like break a neck to look at.
Yeah, it's like watching a majestic whale jump out of water.
Yeah.
Cause it's like that's the only
Sailing the whale.
Yeah, like it's like the only way that I can describe it. Cause it's like what 1,000 pounds,
No, yeah, exactly.
like underneath your legs, and you're just like going at 12 o'clock, dude,
if you
down the freeway.
If you would have told me 5 years ago, probably like 15 years ago, like Harleys do wheelies, I'd be like, yeah, right. I mean, my grandpa had a Harley, he had a full bagger in his garage, and I've always looked at baggers for old people, like it's always been an older crew that rode baggers. And you've never seen one do a wheelie. You got the full bags on it. You got
Straight plates.
Yeah, no. Now it's like you got the bags cut, and you got the scrape plate, and I would have never ever seen that. I mean, a lot of people, I think a lot of the sport bike riders, they never thought they were going to be on Harleys. Like, it's just crazy how it just happened.
Is there like a person that was like the first on a bagger ripping tricks or just wheelies in general?
So yeah, I think
who would take that very first bagger, like actually sailing it for days? Like who would?
Dude, I don't know.
that?
Dean Ross was just showing us videos in 2016.
The Australian.
I know.
Slayer,
I know. There's some dudes out there. I can't think at the top of my head, but there was like a couple dudes that were doing it before absolutely anyone. And I mean, I remember when I got on Harley and started wheeling, there was only a handful of people. Like there was, I mean, straight up, you had Unknown Industries, you had the straight up guys, and then that was basically it. Like at that point, like I was like one of the first. Tallboy got his like pretty similar timing, and then that's when like shit started. Seabear, the East Coasting guys came out of nowhere, and like people started picking up on it, and then
jumping off dirt bikes and hopping on hogs.
Yeah. And then they started, and then all of a sudden
street
it started being trendy, and now you got fucking everyone.
It's like even a year.
Bro,
a year difference is nuts.
So many kids buying Harleys right now. I think the scene is absolutely booming. And for me, I love riding my hog. I'm not a stunt rider. Do I like to play around and fuck around? Sure. But that's not necessarily my forte. The thing is it's all impressive to me, bro. I'm sorry. It all is.
Oh, yeah.
But you can definitely tell at ride outs or in lots kind of who's who and what's what with the sketchiness level, bro. Like sometimes I'm freaking out watching somebody ride streets or whatever. And when you go down in the streets, it's a whole nother fucking level, bro. So it's like, I guess my thing is if you want to be a stunt rider, like put the fucking work in, go to the lot, go to these safe roads and shit where you're not in the middle of traffic, figure your shit out before you come to a ride out and start fucking trying to throw down with everybody. Cause I've been hit and that shit sucks. So
I think what's pretty amazing about this whole Harley thing is how many people it's affected. Like anyone that knows me, I couldn't stress enough, go get a Harley. Doesn't matter if you wheelie or not, go get a Harley. Like it's the most enjoyable thing. If you got a girlfriend, you want to take a girl on the date, like if you're single and you got issues and you're depressed, go get yourself a Harley. Yeah. Girls love Harleys. And it's the easiest date, cheapest date you could ever take a girl on. You put her on the back, you don't have to talk to her, and she wants to bang you after, like no questions asked. And that right there will change someone's life. Like I swear to God, like, and just all the people have got Harleys and, just the rides, like being able to ride down to the Bay Area, ride up to Tahoe and just they would call me and just tell me like how much fun they had and just thank you. Like it's really changed a lot of people's lives, like a lot of my friends, a lot of my friends, dirt bike friends, I was like, yo, get a Harley. It'll seriously, like, it's life changing.
The Harley changed my life. There is no fucking ifs, ands, or buts about that. Huge shout out to my son's godfather, Rebel Dean, Braden Hibden. That's where the Dean comes from, Braden Dean. And I remember he fucking walked in, he had a Super Glide sitting in his garage. And he's like, look what I just got. And had a flame paint job and just a couple parts on it, bars, risers, OG Thunderheader. And I remember that was it for me, dude. I was hooked. And so, yeah, like CJ said, single dude, depressed, whatever, like, go get yourself a hog. It'll cheer you right the fuck up.
Yeah, if you're having relationship problems, go get yourself a hog. You're sick of fighting with the old lady, put her on the back. You don't have to listen to her.
Yeah,
make sure you don't get a Lexan because then you're gonna have to talk to her.
Back and forth. I love my Lexan, by the way.
Yeah,
I love listening to music.
And speaking of, if you're looking for the cheapest bikes around, go see Chaser. He's in Sacramento,
California.
You can get a Harley for $3,000. You get a Harley for $4,000. He's got the cheapest Harleys around. So don't be scared thinking you got to go spend 10, 15, 20 grand. You go get a Harley Harley for $3,000. You might have a dent in the tank, but you're rolling on the streets, and it'll turn that frown upside down. You'll be the happiest guy you've ever met.
I mean, you look at Baby T, shout out to our boy Baby T, but you look how he started out on Mad Max. He just got himself a hog. It had the loopy bars on it. Kid pulls up to Sturgis, and now he's been building that thing up over the years as he's been progressing, riding and traveling and doing dope shit. So
prime example, Baby T, great kid, love him to death. He
Same.
was in a kind of a darker spot when I met him and brought him to Sturgis for his first time, and it just completely changed his life. All the friends around him, just gave him a whole new outlook, I feel like, on life as far as just something to look forward to. It just gave him, on the weekends, he wanted to go hang out with his friends, go ride his Harley. He had to go work for something other than just going around chasing the bars and girlfriend issues are always the number one deal. And it's motorcycles and being around people. It helps you pull through things. And I think motorcycles alone, just looking forward to oh, fuck, I want to go learn this trick, making you want something, I don't know. It just puts a motivation under your ass. You start forgetting about those things and you start thinking about the things that you want, and it just completely changes life. Like you can see in the kid, he's just way happier, motorcycle, Harley's changed his whole life, and I can name a few other friends, did the same thing. It's definitely, it just gives you something to look forward to.
I couldn't agree more. My wife, every year for her birthday, I throw her on the back, and she's happy as fuck. I take her out for her birthday, and we go up to Tahoe, and we cruise home. And so it's great, too, because I've been able to bring her on that part of my life. And I think the Harley, in a sense, has strengthened our motherfucking relationship, No, that's how I want to look at it. We enjoy riding together a lot. She comes to a lot of the rides. She's always at Tahoe shit shows. She's always supporting me with my, all my shows and shit. She's a ride or die, and the hogs are a big part of my life. I'm thinking about getting a fucking Harley symbol on both my eyelids when I close my eyes. Too much?
We're scared. We're like, dude, we got no comment.
Joe's gonna do it. You thought I was serious. That cowboy hat throw you for a loop right there, boy. I'll tell you what.
That cowboy hat has got you loopy. I'll tell you what.
A little tight on your head.
Oh, yeah. It's squeezing the shit out of my brain right now. That's fucking awesome. Ride outs as far as this year, is there one in particular that you're looking forward to going to the most? And why is that?
This is my goal. I think I want to start our own ride, Concrete Cowboys, and I don't know where we're doing it yet. Sacramento's pretty hot, but we're going to have our own Concrete Cowboy ride. We're going to get that going.
That would be great.
We're going to hit everything we possibly can. We got a great team. I think there's no reason why we can't do some badass shit. It's going to be the sickest film that you've ever seen. I think with the tour bus and everything, there's going to be something that's super big in the stunt community. And I'm hoping to hit it big.
Absolutely. Same here, dude. I'm fucking excited. I'm freaking out. Full-time Tony.
And saying that, it's crazy, how bad you want this dream. And I've been saying it for 3 years. I want to go on tour. I want the tour bus. I want to be a rock star. I want to be like rock star Harley rider. I want to be like Motley Crue, but Harley rider. Everyone laughed at me, seriously, everyone would talk shit or whatever. And I didn't give a fuck. This is what I wanted. That was my dream. I wanted to be a famous Harley rider. I wanted to tour around in the bus, do all these shows. And it was funny because last week I put a post out and I was like, hey, who wants to sponsor a tour bus? And I know people were fucking talking shit and laughing, and I made it happen. I fucking made it fucking happen. And it's crazy just to see, the people that are just salty about it right off the bat, it brings out different colors in people that you would never expect. And it's not, it's just I don't even know how to explain it. Everyone, when you have something and you're trying to build it and it's kind of just more of a dream, people are kind of laughing or whatever. But when it comes together, everyone expects they're on board. All of a sudden they have a piece of it. But for a whole year when I was filming Concrete Cowboys, no one was trying to help me. No one was trying to, benefit the program. They thought Concrete Cowboys was a joke. So some of the riders and stuff. And it's just funny what it's turning into because I never gave up on that dream, and I knew what I wanted, and I wasn't gonna give up on that. It was the dream, or I'm gonna die trying. I'm not gonna ever give up. You could take the bus away from me right now. I would be on the phone calling for a new bus. This is something I want. When I want something, I get it. I don't give up.
I think we got a spectacular team put together. I'm really fucking looking forward to seeing this come together, and I got your back fucking 10,000%, my boy. How you doing?
And when you do something big like that, you're going to have negative energy. You're going to have some haters. If you're not doing something sick, you're not going to have haters. So if you're doing something sick and you got haters, you're doing something right. So it's definitely like everyone thinks it's all good on one side, thinks it's all gravy and thinks it's like all, green grass on the side, but fuck all the bullshit you got to go through, lining everything up. I know I just touched on this a bit ago, but it's like, it's a lot of fucking work, not even just with the bus build, just putting the team together, making sure everyone's on the same page, making sure, it's not going to be half-assed. Like, I mean, it's still in the works. Like, we're still figuring things out. Like, this first year is going to be a little tough. Like, I think just figuring some things out, but it's gonna be the sickest thing ever. We're gonna have the most fun, and
I think you get what you give, and I'm gonna give it 110%. So I don't think there's any other option but up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put good in, you get good out, and so I think you're doing a great job, CJ. It's going to be fucking off the chain. The one thing about the bike scene too, and the industry and like everything is like everybody is friends. Like, everybody fucks with each other, but there is a big competition amongst everyone, whether it's from state to state, city to city, group to group, whatever you want to call it. Like, when we all come together, like in Sturgis, there's so many guys from so many different places and everybody's getting along. We're all partying, hanging out, having a good time. But I mean, it's like a sleeper. It's like the competitiveness is there, and it's like, let's fucking go. Squads.
I'm excited for 2023. A lot of shit in the works, with new bikes, this tour. It's just, it's a little overwhelming, stressed out to say the least, but I think a year from now, I'm going to look back and, looking at my results from this year, everything I've done, racing motocross, staying healthy. And that's the main part, staying healthy, not making mistakes. And that goes for the Harley too, not being stupid, not knowing when to turn it up or turn it down, like that's the main thing at shows, when to push it, when to not. Being healthy and making sure you're making the shows is like key, and that's my goal this year. Just keep her on two, try to stay out of the bullshit. I know motocross is dangerous, so is Harley's. So basically just have another solid year. I've had a great couple of years. Definitely no more trips to Mexico. And try to stay away from the police as much as possible. I after that, whole deal, like, yeah, would I run from the cops again? Absolutely. But know where the fuck you're at and know where the fuck you're going. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just run from the cops anywhere you're at. You gotta have a plan right away. As soon as those reds and blues goes on, you gotta have a fucking plan if you're running. Because if you don't know where you're at and that shit, you right then and there, you get yourself caught up. You got the helicopter on you, and now you're doing prison time. Like, it's definitely no joke. So just like know what you're doing, know when to pull over, know when to fucking, you gotta know your limits.
I think there's a lot of listeners and a lot of people that hang out around this podcast that, like, dude, there's inspiring people to buy hogs all the time. You know what I'm saying? Between the gram and people talking about it. So anybody that gets a hog, like a younger kid or something, like, what would you tell that fool if they're trying to get into getting raw on the bike and stunting and shit? Like, what would you tell that fool? And what parts should they put on their bike?
I would start off, go get yourself a Dyna, go get yourself a Sportster if you're learning how to wheelie, go get set yourself up with some T-bars, a seat, chain and sprocket, and go hit the lot, just go surround yourself by some heavy hitters, go learn from them, and just go put in your work. That's what I did. I spent a lot of time at the lot, and then when I got comfortable enough at the lot, I started learning in the streets, and then kind of transferred from there. But I put my time into the lot, just learning your bike, feeling comfortable. Harleys are big, like coming from a dirt bike and hopping on a Harley, it felt so uncomfortable. It took me like a year just to figure that thing out. And then once I started wheeling, the bike's so heavy, it wants to go left or right. So like figuring out the weight of it and figuring out how it turns and shit, like it's definitely, it's different, there's so many people that make it look so easy. CJ Barham, he makes it effortless, and Tall Boy, and there's so many others, right off the top of my head. But they make it look so goddamn easy, and it's not. It's fucking hard, you know? Like, when I hopped on that bagger and started wheeling, I'm like, dude, this thing feels so weird. But now that I got so much time on it, yeah, it feels easy. I can tell you all day it's so easy, you know, because it feels like that for me. But you put, you know, someone, you know, Joe, go hop on the bagger, go do a wheelie.
Dude, I ride these. They fucking throw me on their bikes all the time. I'm fucking riding. I'm like, nah, dude.
It's a big bitch, you know? Like, yeah. But you got some wheelies under your belt.
Jeez.
Yeah, you do. You got some stand-ups on
Joe
you.
Comedy Stunts. How you doing?
You
Part-time.
You got some roll. You got some. You know, you got some tricks under your sleeve, some rolling burnouts.
Yeah.
You know? You got the tire popper. And
Yeah, I think this year I'm gonna get my fender fixed up. I'm gonna dial the bike in. You know, one thing that I would tell guys is like, you know, I have my Harley and they're expensive, and I don't, you know, I'm not a stunt rider, so I don't have sponsor shit, and I don't ask my friends for free shit. I always try to pay and do what's right and support people and businesses and shit. So build your bike up proper. Like, do some shit to it. You know, get the clutch basket, get the fucking. We know Uncle Dean Ross from Australia does not like crash bars, but don't listen to Dean Ross. If you're starting out stunting, make sure you fucking put the crashes on your bike.
1,000% saves you from a tank.
Slides, and dude, it's so fucking expensive. Yeah, sure. Is it impressive when she has no crash bars and she's just looking stupid pretty, and you know, it just adds that risk factor that if something was to go sideways, your bike's fucked? Yes, we all know that. Same thing without wearing a helmet. Don't even want to really tap in too much on that. I know everybody, I know you know, sometimes, most of the time helmet, but there are times where I've seen you getting loose without it.
Yeah,
but
for sure, always wear your helmet.
Wear your lid.
You know,
wear your fucking lid.
Definitely don't follow everything I do. You know, I'm not going to tell you to go ride the streets without a helmet. I'm an idiot for it, you know, but there is times where you're like, fuck it, you go hop on your bike, you're in a different state, and you want to go ride with no helmet. Like, it feels fucking awesome.
I think that's an incredible thing, how there's no helmet laws some places.
Absolutely, it's dangerous.
It's fucked.
My middle name is dangerous.
CJ, Rockstar.
Howdy.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, dude. It's definitely going to be an incredible year. In case you're wondering why I look so damn good right now, it's because of this Concrete Cowboys hat that I'm going to be steady rocking from time to time when I'm feeling Joe Cowboy. But also, I know you're wondering what the fuck these are on my face, and these are actually CJ Barham's signature black flies, the mono fly, dude. Like, how the fuck did this come about? Like, you got to be pretty fucking hyped on these. I had to support the kid and get me a set. I appreciate it. Typically, I'm rocking Elusive. Shout out to my boys at Elusive. But when your boy has his own signature black flies, you rock the fucking signature black flies. 110,000 fucking motherfucking %. So, I mean, that's a really cool thing, dude. I'm stoked for you on that. And fucking, how did that come about with Black Flies? I know you've been rocking Black Flies for fucking quite some time.
Yeah, a bunch of great guys over there, you know, and so much history with Black Flies, you know. Dennis Rodman's been with them, Travis Barker. There's been some big name dudes with the company, so super big deal for me to have my own signature pair of glasses. Super excited, and they're limited, so go get yours now. Black Flies before they run out.
Joe got his,
and yeah, I'm just excited for the future with them, you know? Like, this is our first glasses. We did 5 different pairs. You did two blue pairs, I think, with a black and a gold lens, and then black with black pair with gold, purple, and black, all black lens. So you got a couple different styles. You got 5 different styles, and that's kind of what lit some fire under my ass for the tour, you know. I was like, yo, dude, I got my own signature shades. I was like, it's time to fucking step up. I was like, the tour bus is next level, and that's the next step. Like, we've been doing this shit for 3 years, doing the same shit. Everyone's driving around in their trucks and shit. How do we stand out? How do we be different? I was like, it's time we take the torch, you know? So this has been a really big deal for me. Super excited to be with Black Flies, and just really motivated.
Well, I couldn't be happier for you, and I'm going to be one of your biggest supporters, my guy. I fucking got you. Tony, we got a fun little fucking segment of this show that we're going to do with our boy CJ Barham, because it's the motherfucking Joe show, and we are on a sick one, and we can do whatever the fuck I want, and I love that about my show. And if you don't know, now you know. CJ Barham, we wanted to do a segment today, the quickie questions. You want to hit him with some quickie questions?
Yeah.
Quickie question.
Quickie
Ready?
questions. Let's run
Tony, hit him with a fucking quickie question, then I got a quickie question for him. Go.
Okay. The song that you play while you're ripping wheelies? Like, what is the one song?
Give me fucking just that go-to banger.
I don't know, something hood, Gucci Mane or Young Dolph or, like, yeah, something,
Just some hood
something,
shit,
something hood, yeah. Because, Young Dolph, he's always talking about the streets. Gucci Mane's always talking about the streets.
Facts.
Something just to get your mind just straight in the game, like, yeah, just hard rap, Yeah.
Some
Like,
thuggy shit.
yeah,
Nice.
some thug shit for sure.
All right, if you're pulling a late night kind of deal and you're pulling a Sea Bear and you're going into the fridge and eating everybody's shit, what's your go-to motherfucking snack? Like, what's that one thing when you walk into the 7-Eleven or whatever, like that go-to candy snack shit? What?
Yeah,
like,
I don't
what?
know.
What's CJ Barham bagging?
Shoot, I guess if I'm gonna go hit the gas station, it's always like no matter what, hot Cheetos and a Gatorade, and then
Flamins.
and then I'll finish it with a pack of Backwoods. That's my go-to every
Yeah,
time.
my boy
If
loves the blood.
That's at a gas station. If we're at home and then I'm getting up, I'll get up in the middle of the night and eat some ice cream. Straight to the ice cream. Like I'm one of those for sure. Like fuck, I'm a midnight snacker. Like I'll wake up. I do it a couple times a night and fucking. Straight up a couple times a night. I'll crack. I'm horrible at this. I don't drink much soda, but when I do, it's at midnight. I don't know why.
Just crack it,
I don't know
slurp the
why.
thing back.
Yeah, I just suck that thing. And then I'm just like, go jump back in bed. And usually it's all cold outside. And then I just jump back in bed. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so good.
Fuck,
What
that's
color
awesome.
Gatorade? What flavor Backwoods?
I do a lot of banana Backwoods. And then Gatorade, I would have to go yellow. I love it.
Yeah, yellow's fire.
It's yellow. It's yellow when I'm hungover, or if it's blue when I'm really thirsty. Like if I'm going to the gas station, I'm like super thirsty. I'm like, dude, I'm thirsty. I'm parched. That's what I was like.
Alcohol
parched.
choice.
I was like blue all day. But if I'm hungover, I don't know why the yellow Gatorade always tastes so much better hungover. If you got the flu or something, like yellows just hits different.
I'm sure my boy's dealt with quite a few hangovers. So he's like, can I get 4 blue Gatorades and 14 banana Backwoods? Fucking awesome. Alcohol of choice.
Casamigos tequila. I love
CJ Barham
tequila.
has this quote that he says, and this is the quote. It says, I love being drunk, but I hate drinking.
Hate drinking. Alcohol's disgusting, but man, when I'm drunk, I get fired the fuck up.
If you weren't riding motorcycles, dirt bikes, whatever, how would you make money?
I would definitely
Holy fuck, that's a good angle, my boy.
Yeah, I was in the I had my own commercial janitorial business, super successful, was making great money, and basically ran away from that to go on my first year tour. So I got hustle, like I'd be in the weed business for sure. Like I've grown weed my whole life, and yeah, so I've been in the weed business my whole life, and then I would definitely, that's always been a part of something, and then just hustling, like whatever I get a part of, get my hands on. The janitorial business was awesome, just because it was super easy, and there was a lot of good money involved, and it was, it was low maintenance on supplies, like you have a vacuum, you got your mops, and it wasn't much. You didn't have to put much back into it, So I don't know, just hustling.
Love it. I have one more quick question.
Yeah, fucking hit him with a quickie question.
If there was one word that you could describe yourself, what would that be?
Rockstar.
DJ, CJ, Rockstar. That always reminds me of that fucking DJ when he does that. When they do that voiceover.
DJ, CJ, Rockstar.
CJ, Rockstar. I don't know. It might sound pretty fucking cool.
Lit.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
Well, that's on the quickie set.
Yeah,
Quick questions.
Rockstar Barham.
Okay, I got one last quick question for you. One word for yourself. That's fucking perfect. I need one word for me. What would you describe me in one word? I need to know what CJ thinks.
Dude, you're a nutcracker.
Nutcracker.
Dude, you were just so full of energy, dude. Yeah, dude, you're the nutcracker for sure, dude.
I don't know if I like that one. What the fuck?
I love
Take it back. Take it back.
I don't know, dude.
Come on, one word. Don't call me a goddamn nutcracker. What the fuck?
Joe the nutcracker.
I just picture my jaw just what the fuck, dude?
You say cracking nuts, boy. I don't know.
About to fucking crack some skulls here in a motherfucking second. One word.
Dude.
Or two or something. I don't know. You can't leave. I am not going to fucking leave it with fucking
It's a
nutcracker.
paragraph. We don't know.
I don't know, dude. You every time I get around you, I don't know if I have the right one word, but every time I get around you, I'm just motivated. Like I'm ready to do shit. You motivate people, you inspire people, your energy around people, like it just makes you want to do something. Like fucking, you're sitting around, you're just talking, you're like fucking almost got to pull out your phone and act like you're doing something because I don't know, you got a motivated personality and you're a good dude.
Thanks, dude.
Love
I
you.
appreciate that like a motherfucker. Thanks, CJ. Damn.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Full time.
Hell yeah.
Fucking nutcracker. I'm about to fucking
motivated
CJ's whole family.
nutcracker.
Yeah,
Motivated fucking nut job, dude. Is basically
Dude,
what my boy called me.
how many times did we pound it?
I know.
Crazy.
Oh, fuck, dude. We need a counter. Of
Yeah,
how many
we
times
usually
I was
count how
literally
many
thinking
times we
that.
dab each other up just because we're so hyped on the Onasickone Podcast.
I'm like, dude, we got at least we got
At least 15.
Yeah.
At least 15.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Hey, just a reminder, the Onasickone Podcast. Appreciate all the listeners, all you guys tapping in and being a part of this show. Couldn't do it without my boy Full-Time Tony, Culturing Cannabis. Huge shout out to Jay with Lifestyle Studios. If you're looking to do a podcast, you should probably hit up my boy. How you doing? I also want to thank my motherfucking self, okay, for putting this work in and bringing these things together. We're going to keep this train rocking and rolling. CJ, it was an honor to have you here, my boy. I have nothing but love for you. You and your family and Chuck and everybody's just been taking care of me from the jump. So I appreciate you, my boy. I'm excited to see you grow. I'm excited to help you grow. And I think you're going to have one of the most successful years of your life this year and stoked to be a part of it.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys for having me on. Super excited to get this year started, and I'd love to be back on the show and catch up in a few months and tell you what's going on.
Would love that.
I think it's mandatory that
Has
we
to
run
happen.
it back and do, 4 or 5 months later type of deal where we see where we're at. You know, the challenge starts now. The clock is ticking, and I feel that pressure, but that's good. That's that fire underneath your ass. That's that get up, get out, get active, go out there and be yourself and be somebody. And
If
I'm fucking excited.
if you don't feel pressured, if you're not feeling the stress, then you're not doing enough. So if you got some stress going on, and I'm in one of those deals, we're in one of those deals right now. It's like I'm all in, and you don't know the outcome, and I'm stressed the fuck out about it. But you ain't doing cool shit if you're not stressed.
I also want to remind everybody, life goes up, down, and side to side. I know you've heard me say it before. If you're going through something, if you're going through depression, if you're down in the dumps, if you're feeling out, if you feel kind of lost or whatever, my line is always open for communication. I try to be there for as many people as I can. Just trying to be that light. Imagine you're like a ship, okay? And you're finding your way home. I'm that lighthouse, baby. And I am spinning 24/7. So if you need some light, hit up your boy.
The Nutcracker.
The non-motherfucking nutcracker. I swear to God, there's going to be a video of me in like 3 days, like setting a pile of nutcrackers on fire. I don't know. I appreciate it, though. CJ Barham, Full-Time Tony, thank you guys so much. Shout out to all the listeners. Make sure you guys subscribe. Tell a friend. And remember to stay on a sick one. It's your boy, Joe Comedy 775. Peace.
Peace.
Peace and love.
One last next. Like a three-way.
Freeway. Sex demon.